Hi, this is Duchess Robinson from 8x10 Designs and Duchess.pro. And today we are continuing our third chapter of the series, Building Brands for Moments Such as This. Today we will talk about how to use Pinterest for e-commerce marketing. So, a lot of questions that I receive, a lot of clients that I work with, their main thing is I have a product, I don't have a large budget, and I need to get this marketing out. So for me, having some e-commerce projects on my own, and what I've learned is the best course of method of marketing the product fast, outside of the scope of, and a lot of people, I don't understand the thought process, but I do. People tend to think Instagram is the only way to sell e-commerce products, and or just Facebook. And you have to understand what the purpose of each website is all about. Sometimes it takes some time to research the demographics of each of the platforms and understanding the benefits and the drawbacks of each one of the social media. If we look at from the most popular ones, and believe me, I know there's others. You have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and TikTok, and some other platforms, YouTube, out there to get your products. So I always tell people you want to, in our first series, we talked about how to grow your Instagram. But one of the key things is making sure everything is uniform. So, for instance, why does that work for your e-commerce? Well, people know when you put a lot of time and effort in your products. And one of the ways is being very creative when talking about your brand. That's why people spend upwards to $1 million to build brands. It's just not a $500 price tag or a $99 to $150 workshop. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. It is understanding who you're marketing to and why. And it doesn't have to be costly if you have a true foundation. So I'm going to get into it a little bit more. So understanding the platform. You have a product that's around $50. And people who use the product said it's really good. So you have people that you have that's been around you, that's tested it and said it's good. But you want to grow your business, and you want to grow what that's about. So one of the main things that you want to do is get it out there, of course. So you've seen a friend, you've seen other people, you've been on other pages, and you gleam at it and you say, oh, well, they use Instagram and it look like they're selling. I'm always seeing an ad on Instagram, so I'm going to use ads to get my product out. And then you say to yourself, you know what, this is too much money that I have to put out in ads, and I'm not getting the consistency that I want. And it's a little bit annoying to me that I have to keep doing this, and it's a lot of work, and I don't have time because I'm putting together this product. Well, we're going to talk about just randomly just putting, and you're throwing stones at a wall and you don't know what to do. However, you start to go on Pinterest and you're looking at ideas and you're like, okay, this is what I want to put in my bathroom. This is what I want to put in here. Oh, this is nice. And you start to look at things on Pinterest. But for some reason, Pinterest for marketing does not ring a bell to people. If you are a person that goes on Pinterest just to look at stuff, and sometimes you click on the link like, oh, okay, that's where they're going. If you pay attention, a lot of your major department stores and brands have followings and stores on Pinterest. And for some reason it's not resonating with people. When I'm scrolling on social media, and because I'm a digital marketing person, I get everybody's ads because they try to combine the categories and stuff like that on there. So I see people, oh, we can help you market, come to our workshop, we can do this, we can do that, but they never talk about Pinterest. They never talk about Google products. They never talk about those things that will help grow your business for no reason. Even, and here's one you need to pay attention to, if you are someone that has a product utilizing Etsy to put your product, it's free to join, but it's like 20 cents to update it, and you can integrate it with your website and all of that good stuff. Well, Etsy integrates its marketing with Pinterest. So you're saying, Duchess, why you go through this whole scenario? Because I'm going to tell you, the same people like you that are looking just to look at stuff, your product can come up on there. And there's so many people that go on Etsy just to look at stuff. And then they'll click on, oh, I like this. Let me go and click on it. If you are marketing, this should be essential to your marketing itself. If you are truly committed to what you're doing, that people can click on something from Pinterest and it'll go to their website to purchase. I've often looked at things like, oh, I like that. Where is that coming from? I really like that. The picture is nice. Boom. Go on Pinterest and do that. The integration that you want to complete. So, one of the things that you want to do, you want to turn your Etsy page into a business page. Yes, you can turn your Etsy from a personal to a business page. This will allow you to add your website, integrate your website. They'll know it's yours because you have to do certain things to verify that it's your website. This will allow you to do the same thing that you're doing on Instagram, where you can integrate your products inside there. And there's so many people who are on there. So those are one of the things that you do want to do. The next thing that you want to do is to build categories. And specifically categories people are interested in, or your demographics are interested, or what your products falls under. So when people are looking and typing in that search engine in those categories, it'll pop up, it'll come up. You don't have the thing with Pinterest. They're a competition, but you're smack dead in the middle of it. You are more likely to be seen on Etsy than you are Instagram, without paying for an ad for people to see you. So now you just opened yourself up to a whole group of people that are interested in your product. They have to be interested if they're on Pinterest because they love looking at stuff and navigating. I know for a fact, me remodeling my home, all I did was go on Pinterest to look at certain things that I like to see if I can buy it from there. So imagine, here's the light, that you put your product, your service, your everything on Pinterest for people to see and they can click on it. So that's how you build out and get your product noticed and seen quickly. This is a whole nother ball game where you can start to grow your business based off of the things that you put on Pinterest. And of course, we can talk about other elements on there, but I'm only doing a 5 series. So if you want to learn more about this, we have a mentorship group on Facebook. And the reason why we're doing it on Facebook, because a lot of people spend time on Facebook, and there is no passwords because it is your password. You're already logged in. It's very easy. So pass that to grow that. I am going to speak later on what is the best e-commerce platform to work with and these things in the next series that will get started. And we'll talk about those things so you can grow your knowledge. But that is how to use Pinterest for growing your products, because there's things, and if you have a developer, if you are a developer there, if you're using from WordPress to Shopify to anything else, there are elements that you can use to integrate with it. I know for a fact WordPress have plugins where whatever you publish on your website will automatically go on Pinterest along in the category that you wanted to go into. So you're not doing double the work, and it also works with Facebook and everything else like that. So those are some of the things I've learned over the past year to grow my e-commerce stuff. In my digital designs, I have it on my website, and that is a whole other scope that I went into, which is an e-commerce type thing, is digital designs, because people are not design savvy and they can just come to me and just, hey, it's a pre-design, I'll take it, I can customize it any way I want to. So what happened with me, I did a series, and yes, I did start this series on Etsy. I don't want to hear anybody else say that they did it, because they didn't. For a fact that I started doing ministerial seals because I was often asked, can you do this for me? I need this done. And generally, they were basic. They had the same format. The only thing that was different from that were the elements. So what I did on Etsy was create one in colors. And then I had the elements next to it. And what's happening, people are buying those at a rapid clip. And the way they found it was through Pinterest. They were able to see the design itself and say, wait a minute, I can customize this with my name. That's all I have to do. And that's how I started to grow and get that paid for constantly without me having to do one. And usually what I did before was take an old one and just add the elements anyway. So I'm helping other people to do it. Now, one of the fun things is now I'm getting requests to do it in Photoshop. So we'll talk about that in one of my other things to buy that and just share it, and utilizing videos on Pinterest of your product, how to use it, what it looks like, all of those things. All of those things work on there. So yes, when you're doing your e-commerce, if you want to grow your e-commerce rapidly, this is an excellent platform to do that. So again, this is Duchess Robinson from 8x10 Designs, Duchess.pro. And in the comments and descriptions, you can find out how to contact us. And as always, continue to build better brands for moments like this.